With 31 million YouTube channels, only the most brilliantly deranged choose Sir Talks-A-Lot for their entertainment. This is news. Hello and welcome to news. In today's story, Jeff Bezos flexes his wallet and Rotterdam bends the knee. The USA swimming team announces new policies for elite transgender athletes. A North Carolina congressional candidate says Gina Carano should be in jail. And a security breach at the Pentagon has security officials asking, why did the chicken cross the road? But first, greetings to Vince Womack. I'm glad you could join us, sir. And on to our first article. Rotterdam to dismantle part of historic bridge so Jeff Bezos' massive yacht can pass through. Nothing like giving a little historical privilege to a man with more money than most countries. Rotterdam has agreed to temporarily dismantle part of its historic Koningshaven Bridge so that Jeff Bezos' 470-foot-long yacht, three-mast yacht, can pass through the waterway sometime this summer, according to the spokesman for the city. Now, I don't know about you, but that yacht sounds almost as big as Drew's dong. Anyway, the Dutch company Oceano has been building the massive vessel for an estimated $500 million in the nearby city of Rotterdam. Once completed this year, the ship known as Y721 will be the world's largest sailing yacht, according to Boat International. But to reach the open sea, it must first pass through Rotterdam, considered the maritime capital of Europe. The city's historic steel bridge, locally known as N.E.W.S, which has clearance of just over 131 feet. Originally built in 1927, N.E.W.S was a railway bridge and first kind in Europe, with a central span that could be lifted to allow ship traffic to pass underneath. I just want to take a minute to say, what the hell? I mean, sure, I'm sure Bezos with all that money can get things to spread open just fine, but when it comes to historical landmarks, I don't think he should. Hello, Omega Star, and hello, brightest day. Anyway, back to the article. Skipping. On one hand, there is the economic importance and employment due to the construction of this ship, some lady said. Then, on the other hand, our concern for N.E.W.S. Were permission to dismantle the bridge not provided, Oceano would likely have to sail the half-finished yacht under N.E.W.S and then complete construction elsewhere. God forbid. From an economic perspective, we attach great importance to preserving employment, Van Heijst said. Marcel Walravens, a municipality official working on N.E.W.S-related issues, told Rijnmond that he considered the removal of the middle part of the bridge maintenance, as afterward the bridge would be restored to its original form. Others are more concerned. Jobs are important, but there's limits to what you can or should do with our industrial heritage. Tom Weselink, the head of a local history society, Historic Genootschap Rotterdam, told the website Dutch News. What is with these people's names? Anywho, so the simple reality of it is Bezos wants them to tear down this bridge so he can get his shit through it. But the biggest issue that I see with this is the fact that they were told many years ago that they would never dismantle this bridge again because it was a part of their history. But as we all know, history means nothing when you have billions of dollars. You know what? Screw it, let's move on. And now the USA swimming team announces a new policy for elite transgender athletes. Get ready for this, because if you got balls swinging and you're swimming for the women, it's about to change. The national governing body for competitive swimming in the United States released a new policy on Tuesday for transgender female athletes, and it faced swift criticism from some advocates. Shocker. The USA Swimming has more than 400,000 members who compete in clubs all the way up to the Olympic team. It lays out for 2 requirements for trans women who are members of the USA Swimming. The concentration of testosterone in their blood must be less than 5 nanomoles per liter continuously for 36 months before they apply to compete, and they must provide evidence that going through puberty as their sex assigned at birth does not give the athlete a competitive advantage over athletes' cisgender female competitors. Would your testosterone make you a better competitor in female sports? I believe so. So if you were born a man and you think that gives you an advantage in female sports, well, you can't compete anymore. Too bad. Maybe you shouldn't have let your balls drop. Damn. I mean, low T. Maybe they should just hire some Hollywood actors. Hail, Sean Landrigan. There we go with names again. Back to the article. A panel of 3 independent medical experts will be charged with reviewing applicants and implementing the policy. In news release Tuesday, USA Swimming cited statistical data comparing male and female cisgender athletes who identify with their sex assigned at birth that shows the top-ranked women in 2021 on average would be ranked much lower in male events across the short and long swimming distances. No shit. That's because the male physique provides some kind of advantage in physical activities, and just looking at this makes me wonder if any of these transgender individuals will be able to compete, if you will, or if they need their own Special Olympics. Kind of like the Special Olympics, but for mentally ill individuals. Anyway. The update comes a few weeks after the NCAA, which oversees collegiate athletics, announced it would scrap its previous trans policy and instead adopt a sport-by-sport approach similar to that of the International Olympic Committee, because that works out so well. Under this guidance, athletes will look to the trans athlete policy developed by the sport's national and international governing body for the swimming. Those organizations are USA Swimming and FINA, the international governing body. The timing of NCAA announcement in the middle of the season surprised many advocates and athletes, with some arguing that the organization caved to pressures from critics of Leah Thomas, a trans University, Pennsylvania swimmer who swam the fastest times in the national season of 200 freestyle and 500-yard freestyle and qualified for the NCAA championships. This dude killed it, and now they're upset because they want to make sure his balls don't soap up in the water and just get all gross for the ladies. Just saying, it's a conspiracy. USA Swimming said in a letter to its members Tuesday that it released a new policy due to NCAA's announcement after the reevaluation of FINA's expected policy timeline. It's unclear how the new policy will affect Thomas, who is not a member of USA Swimming. A spokesperson for the organization said in an email that the NCAA events are not included in the policy's list of elite events. I'm just going to go ahead and say that this individual probably won't be allowed to compete because of high testosterone and swinging balls. I am surprised as well, sir, that more women aren't standing up to this crap, because let's be real, men competing in women's sports just means that those men suck at sports. I don't like sports very much, but when it comes to women's sports, there's not a more boring thing in the world. Except for, perhaps, modern movies. Moving on. Until then, the policy adopted January 19th which defers to USA Swimming and FINA and requires athletes to document their testosterone levels 4 weeks ahead of championship selection, remains in effect. The policy says that athletes' testosterone level may fall below the maximum allowable level for the sport, which under USA Swimming's policy would be 5 nanomoles per liter. Let's just take a minute to think about something. The testosterone has to be at a certain level, but it can still be in your system. But you're not allowed to compete on a world level if you smoke pot. But hey, if you're a guy that sucks at sports, join women's sports and say you're a girl. You'll be fine. Howdy, Keck 44. Anyway, some advocates and experts criticize the new policy. Surprise, surprise. No other national or international sport governing body has required more than 24 months of hormone therapy or low testosterone for trans female athletes, said Jonah Harper, a trans runner and visiting fellow for transgender athletic performance in England's Loughborough University, who published the first performance analysis of transgender athletes in 2015. Something tells me this individual is upset because they wouldn't be qualified to run. Balls are too big, I suppose. She added that most policies require 12-month low testosterone or hormone therapy, and that there is no data suggesting that 36 months will be any more effective in mitigating advantages than 24 months would be. I doubt that it is a coincidence that Leah will have had 34 months of hormone therapy by March 22nd, when the double NCAA championships will be held, she said in an email. I think that's enough of this garbage for now. Let's just be real. These people suck at sports, so they want to go into women's sports. These dudes, women, trans people, whatever you want to call them, suck at their own sports. Let's just make our own trans sports league, and it can be just as boring, or it can be in between women's sports and men's sports on entertainment and in give a shit levels. Because let's be real, if we're not going to use performance-enhancing drugs in sports, it's just not going to be entertaining. Not for me, anyway, because what's the point of having steroids if you're not going to have all these wonderful people jack themselves up and micropenis themselves? Anyway. Shoop-a-doop. The next story is one that hits close to home for most fandom people, but I found this hilarious. North Carolina congressional candidate says Gina Carano should be in prison. Do I really need to say more about how stupid this is? I don't think so, but I will. North Carolina congressional candidate Mark Judson recently claimed that he believes Terror on the Prairie actress Gina Carano should be in prison. Judson took to Twitter, where he responded to an article published by the Daily Wire claiming that liberal privilege is real in response to Disney's move to only suspend Whoopi Goldberg for her comments on the Holocaust, where they previously fired Carano for reposting an image to her Instagram story. The North Carolina congressional candidate tweeted, "Gina Carano got fired. Good. She pushed the big lie. She should be in prison, not in movies. This man should be jailed for being a retard." In prison for stating a fact backed by history. Yes, that's exactly what they would like to do. And of course, these people are full of buzzwords and fun things and lack of critical thinking skills. And, I feel like they just need a little bit of gray matter somewhere in between their ears before they should start being on social media. Anyway, this is a quote from the Lowbrow. If Republicans weren't too lazy to read, they might Google the definition of seditious conspiracy, Judson added. He concluded his tweet writing, "It's time to take out the trash." Well, sir, feel free to throw yourself into the trash bin, because guess what? You're an idiot. Seditious conspiracy. Seditious conspiracy is a crime in various jurisdictions of conspiring against the authority of a legitimacy of the state. As a form of sedition, it has been described as a serious but lesser counterpart to treason, targeting activities that undermine the state without directly attacking it. So, if I'm understanding this correctly, her spitting facts about the Holocaust is sedition. Nope. There's not a single angle I can view that from that actually makes any sense. How about that? Carano isn't the only person that Judson believes should be in prison. Shocker. At the end of January, he called for President Donald Trump to be in prison. Shocker. On top of that, he claims the United States is currently involved in a civil war that you guys started. Just saying. He tweeted, MAGA keeps accusing me of wanting a civil war. Let me be clear, I don't want a civil war. I want people to understand that we're already in a civil war. And we damn well better win it. Don't worry, the right side will win, and it's not you. Wah, 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 wah. Who needs a soundboard when I got a mouth? He added, Republicans, man, I like Republicans more. I'm going to call them the pubes. Started it, and the Americans need to finish it. Hashtag Nazis, hashtag arrest Trump now. This man has a lower IQ than an acorn. If you looked up osmium, osmium's density is actually less than this man's skull. I'm almost at a loss for words. Oh well. Before that, Judson claimed if you vote for repubes, then you are actively engaging in voter suppression, which is a direct attack on American democracy. Well, let me just say something real quick. The way that the American political system works, if I am not gravely mistaken, is that you are allowed to cast your vote based on your personal values and ideology. So, voting, in a legal sense, assuming you're not dead or, illegal, your vote should count, thus making you a patriot and thus making you a true participant in the American form and American system. But this man wants a one-party system, and I'm pretty sure it's the CCP. Moving on. He says, you're not a patriot, you're an insurgent, so you should not be surprised when we start treating you like one. I feel like most of these people, especially these tweets right here, should probably be reported for misinformation on a political level. But what do I know? I'm just a talking head on the internet. While Judson believes Carano should be in prison, Carano called for conversation over cancellation after ABC News suspended Whoopi Goldberg for 2 weeks for her comments about the Holocaust. Carano tweeted, I want to send blessings and love out to the Jewish community. When I was being smeared, canceled, and misunderstood, it was a Jewish man, Ben Shapiro, who reached out and asked if I would like to talk about it. Maybe Whoopi Goldberg could talk to Ben, she added. Conversation over cancellation. This is something I can get up behind, because the only thing that truly cures problems, especially like this, is conversation. You have to have dissenting opinions from one another, or it doesn't get anywhere. If it's all the same opinion, then it becomes an echo chamber, and as we've seen from all the buzzwords and stupidity in the world, echo chambers are bad. So, have a conversation with someone that doesn't have the same view as you and see how it goes. Try not to see if you can get them put in prison, and of course, try not to lose your mind and scream like a wounded sow. Moving on. As mentioned above, Carano was previously fired by ABC News parent company Disney from the Lucasfilm production The Mandalorian following the sharing of a social media post warning of the dangers of hating your neighbors. That's funny because I'm pretty sure we're supposed to love our neighbors as ourselves. Which explains why I hate my neighbors. Just kidding. Ha! Anyway. The social media post in question was a screenshot of Warrior Gym podcast that stated Jews were beaten in the streets, not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors, even by children. It then featured a quote that stated, because history is edited, most people today don't realize that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them simply for being Jews. How is that any different from hating someone for their political views? This temporary reporter says it's not. I believe they did, Vince. I believe the whole Holocaust Museum came out in defense of them and of her, and that's a damn good thing. Accompanying these words was an image of children wielding blunt weapons and chasing down a woman in undress. Yep. Following the social media post, Disney spokesman announced that Gina Carano had been fired. This spokesman stated Carano is not currently employed at Lucasfilm, and there are no plans for her to be in the future. We're all familiar with that, and I think we all share the same opinion on how stupid these people are. It's pretty damn stupid, and when someone who's running for congressional office calls for someone to be imprisoned because they're exercising their First Amendment rights, it's a pretty clear sign, to me, that they shouldn't win a race. They're probably not fit to run other people's lives because they have this massive cancer in between their ears that they like to say is a brain, but it's really just causing them to be stupid. And now, for public relations with the PR Pets, starring Murray. Welcome back to news. Let's take a look at the comments. Is he the retarded diversity hire? Yes, sir, I think he is. I think he was picked based on his finger painting skills and not much else. The pubes, that works. Yes, both sides are stupid. I'm just going to say that. I'm an anarchist. I don't like government. Our government and media is doing the same shit the Nazis did. It's crazy that people can't see that. I agree, Sean, and if we had our way, we would probably, well, let's be real, we would cancel them. As much as we'd like to have conversations, you can't fix stupid, so when it boils down to it, 100% conversating with these individuals is practically pointless. Because as soon as it goes in here, it bounces off that steel ball, I guess it's actually lead probably, inside their head and comes right back out. But, que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. I will say that if stupidity was an actual crime, this congressman, person, candidate would probably be in jail for life. But what can I say? I only have an IQ of 165.
Friends, I have killed one of God's most innocent and intelligent creatures, and I liked it.
And now to one of the more important stories. A wandering hen is taken into custody at Pentagon security area. A wandering chicken was caught sneaking around high-security area in the Pentagon, a local animal welfare organization said. The loose hen was found early Monday morning near the U.S. Department of Defense headquarters, the Animal Welfare League of Arlington, Virginia, wrote on social media. Apparently, the answer to why did the chicken cross the road is to get to the Pentagon. The chicken was taken into custody by one of the league's employees. Chelsea Jones, a spokesperson for the organization, said in an email that she couldn't reveal the precise location where the bird was spotted. We are not allowed to disclose exactly where she was found. We can only say that it was at a security checkpoint. It's also unclear where the chicken came from or how she got into the Pentagon. The hen, which was brown feathers and a red comb and wattles, is a Rhode Island red. Jones described the bird as sweet and nervous, but said she has allowed some people to pet her. She is now known as Henny Penny, one of the names given to the chicken that thinks the sky is fallen in a folk tale. Are you a normal clucker or an undercover spy? Fallon sang on his Tuesday episode. Yes, this is a retarded fluff piece. But you know what? I love it. I'm pretty sure that in the future they'll find out that the infamous Colonel Sanders was responsible for this break-in while trying to see if the Pentagon actually has his secret blend of herbs and spices, which I'm pretty sure you could Google and figure out for yourself. But some might say that this was a Chinese conspiracy. I still think it was the Colonel. That's pretty stupid, but I'm gonna roll with it anyway. Well. I don't have any more stories, so what did you guys think of these ridiculous stories today? Because if we're being totally honest, I'm pretty sure this shows a lot of really, really stupid shit that's going on in the world right now. It's nothing new that rich people are flexing their wallets to get people to move historical landmarks so they can get their giant boats through. I'm pretty sure his 400 and some odd foot yacht is compensating for something. Much like his rockets that he shot into space. How phallic. Goodness. And then, of course, I cannot, under any circumstance, get over the fact that some retard is running for Congress and wants someone jailed for their opinion. I wish the chicken had been at an undisclosed desert location instead. Yes, that chicken probably could have made it all the way in to the most secure areas of Area 51. And the Colonel would have truly gained an upper hand by clapping some alien cheeks. Anyway, Vince Womack, his cock rockets. Yes, those giant flying dongs. I feel like Dr. Evil would be proud. I mean, let's be real. Bezos is just inventing his own side quests at this point. He's finished the main story, and that's that. I can't wait to see what happens next when he gets in trouble for his next scandal. I'm going to predict it right now. Jeff Bezos is secretly on the Epstein manifest. Maybe. Probably. Probably not. I don't know. His taste in women seems to be pretty bad. I feel like I'm wasting time now, but oh well. I'm going to take off. This has been a really nice short thing. I'll see you guys later. Maybe the silence is broken on Sir Talks a Lot. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Yeah. I have a video for that. Hold on. Here we go.
Love you guys. Bye-bye.
This has been News. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share, and tell us what you thought of the articles in the comments section. Until next time, have a wonderful day.